This device here, or this set of valves here, is a water gauge of a Fowler steam traction engine. By water gauge I mean it's a gauge that allows you to tell how much water you've got in the boiler. If a steam engine boiler runs short of water, then you've got major problems on your hands, so this is really an important bit of kit. What's happening with this one is that them valves are leaking. There's two valves, they isolate the water gauge from the boiler, and that one there is a blow down valve. So basically you've got this part of the gauge is in the water, this part's in the steam, and you can see the water level in that gauge glass, and you need to run it normally about 2/3 of the way up. But like I say, these valves are leaking past, which means you can't seal them off. So I'm going to have a look at that and see if I can stop them leaking past. I'll have a look at the top one first. That gauge goes into there, and there's a rubber seal in there, that's what seals it. In normal use, this valve is fully open. You wind it open until it hits a stop, and you screw it in just like a tap on your bath or your sink, and that's what closes it off. There's a needle valve in there in the seat, that's what closes it off. So we'll wind it out, and the valve would hit that bolt out, so you've got a little stop on it which stops it coming all the way out. Now in this case, that's absolutely terrifying. There's meant to be a little protrusion on the end of there which locks into that groove, which stops the valve screwing fully out. If you screw that valve out when this boiler's got steam in it, you've got major problems, believe me. Right, so over the years that's getting worn away or eroded away, and there's nothing at all to stop that valve from coming out of that hole. Underneath here, that here, it's what they call a gland. This is what seals the valve stem. There's a follower there which should come out. So the nut pushes down on that, and there's gland packing in there, that's the packing. It compresses the packing. And that's what seals the valve. There's no packing in there, actually, to tell you the truth, the packing's gone. But there should be packing in there. So I've got that to repair, build up. I've got that valve seat to cut on the end of the spindle. And in the bottom of there, there's also a valve seat that sits onto. That's quite an easy one to do. I'll be able to put it in the lathe somehow and do that. I'll have to make a tool for cutting that one. I'm going to mark all these parts so they all go together on the one valve. I don't want to get them muddled up. I'll put a little letter stamp on each one, then I know which is which. So we'll call this valve here, E on there, E on there. Right, so we know that all those valve parts go together. The problem I've got in there was how to grip that to machine the end of there. All I can think of doing is put this in a 4-jaw chuck and then run a fixed steady on there. That bit will be poking out, and then we can cut the taper on the end of there. So I'm going to turn a bit of bar down to the same diameter as that, I'm going to set up a fixed steady on there, and then we'll soon get this set on the chuck. So at the minute I need to take off 0.2 of a mil. We'll do that now. 0.1 foot on. Settle for that. Now I can set up this fixed steady to be the right size to fit that bit of bar, so when I come to put the brass tap in, it'll fit in there quite nicely. At least that's the way I do it. I don't know how you're supposed to do it in the real world, but I've done it that way for years and it works. Right, so on the steady, these are all adjustable. There's plastic pads on the end of that one, and that one's just a brass or a bronze bush. We'll tighten this up and adjust through it so they're just touching. Little Allen bolt in there that locks them in place. That winds in till it just touches, and then nip that up. Same with this one. I'm just going to get with somewhere very near until it just touches like that. Most lathes come with them, and you often find them buried in another lathe bed somewhere, never to be used, which is a great shame because it is a handy, really handy bit of kit for machining long bars. Right, so that locks down like that. And we're going to just locks into the end of its hole like that. And just that one is just touching. So it's just a little bit of friction on there. Lock that up. So now, basically, that should be set to be a decent fit on the valve spindle. Open that up. Out the rod. Take that out, take the chuck off, put the 4-jaw chuck on, and then the fun will begin. The valve fits in there quite nicely, and I can kind of eyeball it into the centre. It won't take a great lot to machine this. We'll probably put a clock on here first, clock that in, and then so we're going to do about that end. With like out of the box, that's not bad at all. I can probably put the clock on there and adjust this side to get that side running right. Yeah, we'll see what we're going to work out. Right, I've gone about it a different way. I clocked that into the valve into the chuck, and I've set the steady up on that, and now I've got it basically running within a couple of thou. So now I can machine that taper on there, 45-degree taper it is, and then set the other one up. I've spent a lot of time on that. This is the obvious way to do it. Anyway, you can see it is running nice and true. No room for error on this, it's just going to be right. gear. And I'm pretty happy with that. Nice clean seat all the way around. Set the other one up, which should be fairly simple to set up now. I've done one. Right, you can clearly see the seat there. It's really badly damaged. There's a big, it's concave, it's horrible. So we'll just gently whisper that back into shape. I think it's a mile away, absolute mile away. No chance of it sealing at all. Still a mark on it. We'll settle for that. The next bit's going to be trying to find some way of cutting the seats. That's not going to be easy. I've managed to strip one of the valves, and that's, you can see the valve seat in there, really badly pitted. I can get the torch to, not very good at all really. So that's the valve seat in the bottom of there, that screws into there, and the spindle goes down through there. So I need to cut that seat. I've got a cutter that'll do the job, and I'll have to find something that'll fit in those threads to be a pilot to line it up. And I'll be able to use the same thing, hopefully, to lap the valve in. The valve's got to be held so it can be lapped in. Ideally, one of those with the threads drilled out would be ideal, but we can't be doing that. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It is important. I am getting very near to 100,000. It would be nice to get there. Anyway, thanks for watching.